No one teaches this in school, but if you understand this, it can literally change your entire life. The biggest difference between you and a millionaire isn't their connections, their luck, or even their starting money. It's how they think. I'm not talking about positive thinking or manifesting nonsense. I'm talking about the fundamental way wealthy people process information, make decisions, and see the world around them. And the scary part is that most people are programmed to think in ways that guarantee they'll stay broke forever, and they don't even realize it. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how millionaires think differently, and more importantly, how you can start rewiring your brain to think the same way. By the end of this video, you'll understand why your current mindset might be your biggest enemy, and what to do about it starting today. Let me ask you something. When you see someone driving a nice car or living in a beautiful house, what's your first thought? Be honest. For most people, it's something like, must be nice, they're probably in debt, or they got lucky. Maybe you feel a little jealous or frustrated. If that sounds like you, you're operating from what's called a scarcity mindset. Scarcity mindset is the belief that there's only so much money, success, and opportunity to go around. If someone else gets a piece of the pie, that means less for you. It shows up in thoughts like, there's never enough money. Money is hard to get. Rich people are greedy or corrupt. I'll never be able to afford that. The economy is bad, so there are no opportunities. But you know this isn't just pessimistic thinking. This is a mental prison that keeps you broke. When you believe money is scarce, you act like money is scarce. You hoard what little you have instead of investing it. You avoid taking calculated risks. You don't ask for raises or promotions because you assume there's nothing available. Millionaires think completely differently. They have what's called an abundance mindset. They believe that money and opportunities can be created, not just found. When they see someone successful, their first thought isn't jealous, but curiosity. They think things like, what does that person know that I don't? How can I create value like that? If they can do it, so can I. Money flows to people who provide value. There are unlimited opportunities if I know how to look for them. Let me give you a real example of how this plays out. Two people work at the same restaurant as servers. The scarcity-minded person sees the restaurant owner and thinks, he's rich because he's taking advantage of us workers. The system is rigged. The abundance-minded person sees the same owner and thinks, he saw an opportunity, took a risk, and built something valuable. What can I learn from him? Guess which server is more likely to eventually open their own restaurant? This isn't about being naive or ignoring real problems. It's about focusing on what you can control instead of what you can't. Abundance-minded people don't waste energy complaining about the economy or blaming external factors. They spend that energy looking for solutions and opportunities. But here's what's really messed up. Most people learn scarcity thinking without even realizing it. Maybe your parents always said money doesn't grow on trees, or we can't afford that. Maybe you grew up hearing that money is the root of all evil, or that rich people are selfish. These aren't just harmless sayings. They're programming your subconscious mind to repel wealth. If you believe deep down that money is bad or hard to get, you'll unconsciously sabotage yourself every time you start to make progress. The first step to building wealth is recognizing these patterns in your own thinking. Start paying attention to your internal dialogue when money comes up. Most people will never do this level of self-examination. That's why most people stay broke. But if you're serious about changing your financial situation, you have to start with changing how you think about money itself. Your mindset isn't fixed. It's like a muscle that can be trained and strengthened. But just like building physical muscle, it requires consistent daily action. Most people feed their minds garbage all day without even thinking about it. They wake up and immediately check social media, scroll through negative news, listen to people complain, and watch TV shows about people with problems. Then they wonder why they feel stuck and unmotivated. Millionaires are extremely protective of what goes into their minds. They understand that your inputs determine your outputs. Garbage in, garbage out. Value in, value out. Here are the daily habits that will start rewiring your brain for success. First, read for 10 to 20 minutes every morning. Not fiction, not social media, not news. Read books about money, business, personal development, or biographies of successful people. Even 15 minutes a day adds up to 12 to 15 books per year. That's 12 to 15 books more than most people read in their entire adult lives. When you consistently expose your mind to how successful people think, you start thinking like them. You begin to see opportunities instead of obstacles. You start asking better questions. Second, control your audio environment. Instead of listening to music or talk radio during your commute, listen to podcasts or audiobooks about personal development. Turn your car into a mobile university. Use that dead time to grow instead of just killing time. Third, cut out negative inputs. Stop watching the news first thing in the morning. Stop following people on social media who constantly complain or post negative content. Stop participating in conversations that are just complaint sessions. I'm not saying ignore reality or avoid all negative information. I'm saying be intentional about when and how much negativity you allow into your mind. Fourth, find mentors, even if they don't know you exist. You become like the 5 people you spend the most time with. If those 5 people are broke and complaining about money, guess what you're going to become? You don't need personal access to millionaires to learn from them. Read their books, follow their content, study their interviews. Start surrounding yourself with success, even if it's virtual at first. Fifth, change your environment gradually. This doesn't mean you need to dump all your friends, but you do need to be strategic about who you spend time with. Start joining groups, communities, or activities where you'll meet people who are growth-oriented. In 30 days, you'll notice your thinking starting to shift. In 90 days, people around you will notice you're different. In a year, you'll be amazed at how much your perspective has changed. Now, I'm going to give you your first assignment, and it's probably the most important thing you can do after watching this video. Go get a copy of Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Now, before you roll your eyes and think this is just another old book with outdated advice, let me explain why this book is still relevant almost 90 years after it was written. Napoleon Hill spent over 20 years studying the most successful people of his time: Andrew Carnegie, Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, and hundreds of others. He didn't just interview them once. He studied their habits, their thinking patterns, their daily routines. Then he distilled everything he learned into the principles that separate successful people from everyone else. This isn't a book about getting rich quick. It's a book about getting your mind right. And here's the thing most people miss. The title isn't Get Rich Quick. It's Think and Grow Rich. The thinking comes first. The money follows. If you're thinking of getting the book, I've dropped the link in the description. You can grab it from there. There is one quote from his book that changed how I think about success. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Now, this isn't magical thinking. Hill isn't saying you can just visualize money and it'll appear. What he's saying is that when you get crystal clear about what you want and you truly believe it's possible, your brain starts finding ways to make it happen. I'm not going to summarize the whole book for you because that would rob you of the experience of discovering these principles for yourself. But I will tell you this. If you apply just 1 or 2 of the concepts from this book consistently, it will change your financial trajectory more than any investment strategy or side hustle ever could. Most people will watch this video, nod along, maybe even feel motivated for a few days, and then go right back to their old patterns. Please don't be like most people. Take your life seriously. These seem like small changes, but small changes compound into massive results over time. Before you go, let me tell you, you're watching the first episode of the Millionaire Maker series, where we break down the exact path from 0 to your first million. This is just the foundation. We're going to build on this mindset work with specific strategies for saving, investing, and building multiple income streams. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any episodes. Check out the full playlist because each video builds on the last one. Your future millionaire self will thank you for starting today.